Good evening from down under, everyone. My name is Romance Blitz, and we're going to continue our Let's Play of Super Robot Wars Y cross playthrough. This should be part 47 in the playthrough, and after a little bit of debate, I am going to do Fog of War before the dawn, before Kaiju hunting, mainly because there's several bosses we can go murder in this one. So that's what we're going to do, and then hopefully our level average will also skyrocket again. And then we'll be able to farm kills on that one, and then do this one, which is going to be a pain in terms of our drain on the money situation, as it were. But we'll get straight into it, so don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't enjoyed the series so far, otherwise we will begin. So in the office of the Avalon colony, you look like you put in a full day, Lena. How were the talks with Side 1? Very productive. We verified that many of the colony nations were hoping to form cooperative alliances with nations of Earth. It's finally here, a world built on communication. We really are at the dawn of a new age. Unfortunately, there are still plenty of wrinkles to iron out. Not the least of which is many voices clamoring for someone to lead this new age. Of course, the dawn has still not yet broken. Oh, has still not broken. Yeah. And people are looking towards it with both hope and fear. It's only natural they want a leader. That's exactly why we need people like you, Valina. Thank you very much, Lucas. I may not wield much power, but I'll dedicate what I do to have. I'll dedicate what I do have to the cause of peace. There's only so much people can do alone. That's why we join our hands and wills. Thanks to everything I've learned standing by your side, I'm finally starting to find a path I want to follow. Let's both keep giving it everything we have, Lucas. You've done so much to aid me already. It's quite heartening to hear from you. Well, we have a bit of free time now. Once you've caught your breath, do you want to go walk around the city? That sounds nice. It could be a good opportunity to hear what the people are hoping for. Meanwhile, on the A event in the residential quarter. So the A event's headed to Colony Avalon next, huh? Apparently they're heading for electricity after some of their solar panels got damaged. They put in a request for us to supply some energy. Oh jeez, I got a bad feeling about this. Oh, you're starting to sound like a Jedi, man. It sounds like they have enough to keep the colony running for now. That's not exactly the issue. I assume you mean terrorist attacks hitting all the colonies. I heard it was terrorists that damaged everyone's solar panels. There's a good chance they'll attack the A event too. We just had an incident with Dorothy's kidnapping, so it's a little worrying. They need to worry about punks like that. They might be packing heat, but they hardly knew how to use it. Basically just some jumped up goons. The real problem is the people making plans behind the scenes, the ones these minor acts of terrorism are covering for. What, are there really people like that? And unfortunately they're very much out there. It's just a hunch on my part, but I agree the terrorist acts have been seen to draw our attention. Malice is sweating in the shadows. The more peaceful things appear, the more we need to stay vigilant. Malice? I can't believe there's still people like that even after the Revolutionary War ended. It's exactly because the Revolutionary War's over, plenty of folks think now it's perfect time to start a new mess. Why would they? Most people who made it through the tragedy of war threw away their hatred. But emotions aren't easy to get rid of. There are some space noids who still want to take all their resentment out on the Earthnoids. There's rumors that the terrorists behind these attacks are opposed to reconciliation between Earth and space. One war ends and it just leaves its embers for a new one to start. Best we can do is run around putting out those sparks before they can really catch fire. If they got something they want, they should just come out and speak their mind. They don't need to use violence like this. As long as they do, our job to squash any terrorists that harm innocent civilians. What's up, hero? It's nothing. Let me guess, you're worried about Melina, right? She's the Vice Foreign Minister of the NLN now. I hope I heard she's been flying around all over the place helping with peace talks between Earth and space. And that makes her a low-hanging fruit for anyone who wants to keep the conflict going. This would be a good time for her to cut back on her activities a bit. She won't though, not Orina. If that's your opinion, it's probably true. Yeah, well, yeah, Hero's got Orina's... Hero gets Orina better than any of us. Hero? What? You and Orina in a long-distance relationship? I'm curious about Hero's relationship myself. Right, I've tried asking Orina, but she just smiles and dodges the question. Ha, you ladies are barking up the wrong tree. This guy's even more tight-lipped than usual about this. Oh, I was curious. Oh, that's a shame. I want to hear all about Hero's romance too. Can we at least get the story of how you two met? I want to hear it too. We won't blab to anyone else, honest. Please, Hero. Your girls don't give up once you catch a scent, do you? Fine, if he won't tell you how they met, I will. Wait, you know Cowan? Sure, Helena, Hero, and I all went to the same school. Hero shows up and Helena gives him an invitation to a birthday party, but he takes the invitation and... You know what, never mind, it's a special memory for those two. Oh, come on. You can't just leave us hanging. You know much for Hero stare, huh, Cowan? I've been there. Anyway, they've been through some ups and downs, but Hero and Rena are soulmates. If you ready to stick your nose into their affairs just to satisfy your curiosity. Our curiosity, pretty sure you were right there with us, Cowan. Look, I was just... An alarm, enemies attacking. We just got a message, a squad of unknowns are approaching the A event. Is it terrorists? Can't we get a break? No big deal, they want to take a swing at us, we'll just have to give it to them first. Let's show them what it means to pick a fight with the A event. Alright, select some boats. We only get one boat, so we're gonna take the Elysium. In terms of units, alright, Dharma has to come for this one. I'm still gonna put off deploying those three, I think. Actually, Jet Jager probably shouldn't come because he'll have his own map soon enough. Yeah, that'd be fine. But I'm trying to be mindful about people who are getting their own maps so that they get a Piranha Converter. Yeah, we're just going to do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So that is that assist link level up now, so we don't have to worry about it ever again. Yeah, I think everything's probably going to be a little bit too far out of distance for the initial volley. So we can just all move up collectively as a group and get prepared to do fun stuff in the next turn, I guess. So my guess is going to be 5 kills, and then transition. Because obviously we can't get a map that's just 12 enemies, so yeah. Well, you would make for a good Jedi, Lacus. Yeah, so here's a little girl who's in desperate need of a slap that she eventually gets. Yeah, so they go and get themselves kidnapped. Again. You're not one to really talk though, Chico. There we go. So I actually moved Dava the wrong way, that's my bad. Yeah, we get some reinforcements. So we get Troa. So the last of the Gundam boys are here. Yeah, so this one still defeat all enemies. Yeah, so you're just gonna have to spend another turn flying over this way. You can always come over here and murder this guy.
女の一年見せてやろうじゃない。見てらっしゃいよ。私にもできる。いけ。
何？この俺がここで
Level 66, pretty good. Choo-choo. Which then should allow her to murder Heckler.
BM が聞きづらかろうが戦い方はある。ド派手にかませ。これで終わりだ。
あとは頼む。アントーン。
Yeah, it looks like that underleveling a bit actually paid off quite a bit for those other two units. In terms of the experience they got with the Piranha Converter, so now I gotta figure out who I'm gonna give the other three to. Thinking one can be the Lancelot. Other can be Misaki.
紫ロックされたにゃ。どうするにゃ。
先手を取るに決まってんだろ。全エネルギーを集中。
クラーニャン指数限界値突破。いけるぜまさき。
これで終わりだ。コスモノバー。なんだと。
Yeah, so I'll give one to Masaki, one to Lancelot. And I guess we'll give one to Chitose.
Hayai 相手はよく狙う。胸部パーツ展開。汎用紙生成完了。スマッシャー受け取りなさい。
そう、もうマシンが持たないのか。脱出する。
Yeah, the excuse that you're fighting out in space. Where have we heard that one before? Alrighty. Alright, time to show off Charles' stuff.
うかつな動きは真実な。急いだ方が良さそうだな。確実に仕留める。
どうしてこんなことになった？
And then Ogre, show off his.
Hamba!
こんなことになるとは。
Alright, that's everything this turn. Oh. Yeah, we can show off this at least.
モビルスーツがヘビーメタルにかなうものか。もらった。
戦力を正しく把握すべきだったな。戦争を続けるのなら俺が相手になろう。直撃させる。
限界が近いぞ。これは
Not what you think when you think of machine gun. We really should call that one Head Vulcan. Might as well show it off.
私にかなうと思ってるのかい。死にな。
いい調子だ。そのまま速度を維持しろ。直ちに反撃だ。全訪問回答。て
まだやられちゃいないよ。
Got hit a bit harder than I wanted, but okay. Why we powered down the weapon at the very least. Alright, Soul, Excel, Bullseye.
生きろとかけられたギアスの呪いを使ってでも守るんだこの世界を。かーうわ
何やられた。
It was not a lot of experience for you though. I guess it's still on level with these guys though, so that's fine. Yeah, may as well do that one. Then Daba, come all the way here. I guess we'll show off the Elgine Saber. Yeah, Saber.
Daba, 正面。
分かってる。仕掛けるぞ。突破する。もらった。なんと。
しまった。
Level 63, pretty good. Yeah, there's a reason why I opted not to give him the Piranha Converter. That's because, sadly, in a few maps, he's going to have the same issue, where he'll be killing 1 or 2 enemies. Come up on me. Alrighty, so in the hangar. One time no see, Troy. Not really the time for a happy reunion, unfortunately. Agreed. Sure didn't expect you to show up with Argo Gulski of all people, though. Where were you, Argo? I haven't seen you. I haven't seen hide or hair of you ever since we fought the Dark Gundam. Same goes for us. We were worried. So let's hear it. What have you been up to? I wasn't about to return to my homeland, not when I was still wanted as a space pilot. So when I found out about his situation, I decided to let him stay with us. Oh, I see. I owe them for looking after my buddy, so I've been chasing the villains lurking in the shadows. Tro and I were partners. Wait, how did that work when neither of you really talk? It wasn't an issue. We get along pretty well. That's Tro for you. He's basically the easiest guy ever to get along with. I heard there might be terrorists hiding Colony Avalon, so we came over to investigate. They moved a lot faster than we expected, though. As a result, they were able to get away with Helena Darwin and Lax Klein. They must have been aiming for Helena and Lacus right when they showed up at Avalon. When they realized the air event was closing in and sent out troops to slow us down. Who were they? That girl in the shuttle's name was Marimia. She's got the Barton's Foundation backing her, apparently. The Barton Foundation, that's one of the bigger financial groups in the colonies. The leaders got strong anti-Earth sentiments. I heard during the Revolutionary War they funneled resources into space-based extremist groups. Right, and their leader's name is Deccan Barton. Wait a minute, Troll, isn't your full name Troll Barton? Deccan Barton, the Barton Foundation, is there a connection, Troll? That name doesn't belong to me. I have no name of my own. Troll Barton is the name I took off a dead man. That dead man being Deccan Barton's son. He was supposed to be the pilot he was supposed to pilot heavy arms as part of Operation Meteor. That's all this name is to me. I don't have anything to do with the Barton Foundation. If we know who the kidnappers are, let's go after them. I'm sure the Barton Foundation has taken steps to ensure this plan of theirs goes off without a hitch. Even if the NLN sends us after them, they'll probably just play innocent and ask for proof of their involvement. The hell? That doesn't mean we're going to give up, though. Of course not. The Barton Foundation must have taken those two to use them in a plan of some sort. As long as they have hostages, we can't make any rash moves. I'm sure they'll eventually make a move and put those two to use. And once they do, they sure as hell won't be able to plead innocence anymore. Honestly, I'd rather save them before that if possible. Let's start by gathering some data on the Barton Foundation. We can leave that to the preventers. What, you guys don't want to do it? Argo and I intend to join you. It seems the Barton Foundation has its sights set on the AA event after all, meaning they'll probably come at us directly at some point. I say bring it on. If they come swinging, we'll turn the tables on them and force them to confess. That's the plan. Are you okay with that? Fine. Damn it, so all we can do is wait. Calm down. We can't make any run moves here. That'll just set them off. Preventers are already looking into things. They'll have a lead on the Barton Foundation in no time. We're counting on you, Lady Ann. You're the best shot right now. Well, you know. If you're going to be used by those who desire conflict, Hey, I get it, but don't go writing her off yet. Cross. Save that for the last second when we've already done everything we possibly can to stop this. But just for the record, no one's here is planning to let it come to that. I'll keep that in mind. Meanwhile, welcome Lady On. I never would have expected you to dig up the Bard Foundation secret so quickly. You're even more impressive than I had. However, I'm afraid as one of their sponsors, I can't have someone running in to stop the show before the curtains has even risen. Who are you? Are you the one providing resources to the Bard Foundation? I can't imagine why you ask. Even if I were to answer, it wouldn't do you much good, caged as you are. You'll have the answers you seek eventually. How lucky you have a front row seat for the upcoming performance, which special commentary by yours truly. How dare you call this performance? I won't allow you to play with humanity's future. Humanity's future, such a nice phrase, isn't it? We're working hard day in day out to tackle that very issue. Alright, so we get a nice chunk of change. We get Shikishima sorted.
ではカスタマイズを始めましょう。
Alright, we'll give Jet Jaeger a Piranha Converter. I guess I'll give the other one to Randy, just because he's not really part of the Fail 6, so... Then I can give this lot... Give those what, the XP converters. Alright, train pilots. Alright, there's Troa. First things first, you need to hit and run, because oh my god, why you don't start with that, I do not know. And there's Lucky Star, there's your Fighting Spirit, there's your Ignore Size, there's Gain, there's Excel. There's your Lucky Star, there's your Fighting Spirit, there's your Ignore Size. That should be everything. Oh. And now we finally get some of the others. But I've already thing for kaiju hunting, so we'll do that one next anyway. Alright, so first things first. Yeah, I think that's fine. bit more upgraded than the previous one that I did. I should just dump all my upgrades into this, but again, it can wait a little bit longer. Because I do plan to use all the G Gundam boys as part of the cover for this, so. But again, we're still kind of hurting in terms of money, so. But we'll end the episode off with some chats. And then we might save some chats for the start of next episode as well. But yeah, so we'll do kaiju hunting next episode, then we'll do the DLC after that, then we'll go do the recruiting. Well, I say we'll do the DLC, then there'll probably be an extra DLC map after that one. Then we'll do Charge of the Red Comet after that. Alright, we'll do Shikishima as well. Like I said, we'll leave the 2 pilots to the next one. Shikishima. That's the mad scientist vibe goes strong. I would pay good money to see a Chikabia get a pilot though. Change, get up! Duh! Crash. Alrighty, I'll put in the save. So thank you for watching folks, and I'll catch you next time.